Good day everyone. Today I'm going to revisit Marina Shutup. And yes, I made one movie on her some time ago. This is because I ever once and so often go back to channels that I debunked or argued with in the past to see if there's something else worth, well, starting an argument over. Fair enough. Why haven't you seen her more often? Because where some of her movies I think are just silly, I don't particularly disagree with them. I just think they're a little bit over the top. So I prefer to start these debunking or argument videos, whatever you want to call them, only when she says something that is genuinely idiotic or stupid or plain wrong. Do I disagree with her on everything? No, of course not, because I don't agree or disagree on everything with anyone, because we're all individuals. We all have our own views, beliefs, etc., etc., etc. But I did feel that this one was particularly heinous, and therefore I felt the need to respond to it. I hope you like her points. I hope you like my points. And as usual, I'm saying it up front, criticism is more than welcome. Yeah, I feel your pain. Been there, done that. That's a trigger warning, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's a trigger warning. You're trigger warning your own videos. Oh, why?
Hey friends, so I wanted to talk about something that happened a couple weeks ago that really bothered me.
Someone displayed his dick again? Yeah, it's terrible when shit like that happens. It's stupid. And yes, I know that is not what you want to talk about, and I know I'm being pedantic on this one. I'm sorry. Let's continue. I'm genuinely sorry. That was just silly.
I think it really highlights the nature of the way that we sexualize women's bodies to the point that women can't even really exist without being reminded that they are viewed as objects and we exist for the consumption of other people.
Usually, before you start arguing the point, you make your point. I mean, you said a lot of stuff, but we still don't really know the subject other than that this is about boobs. Make your point. What do you want to say?
So if you've been following my blog for the last month or so, then you might have seen my posts about my issues with bras and how one of the consequences of me starting the pill is that I've gone up a cup size, which depending on how you look at it, isn't really a consequence. But one of the problems I was having is that none of the bras that I had at the time fit, and they were really constricting and dug into my breasts and basically caused a lot of pain.
See, this is probably what I do wrong, because I did not check your blog. I tend not to, because I'm too lazy to read. I mean, yeah, sorry. But, sorry? I mean, okay. When you wear a bra, you need to make sure that it fits well, because otherwise, indeed, it is painful. This is the same for me wearing a jockstrap that's too small. I mean, it's not something I would recommend to anyone for a prolonged period of time, and that being like 2 seconds. But yeah, no, fair enough. Wearing the right size of bra is important. Not quite sure what the pill has to do with this, but maybe it makes your breasts bigger or something. I don't know. So, okay, and you needing to wear the right size of bra is an issue because otherwise it's painful, but I'm not really sure how this is something society at large has to be aware of. Can you, I don't know, get to the point?
And if you've ever bought bras before, then you know that they are extremely expensive. Bras are probably going to set you back around $40, if not more, unless you get a lesser quality bra, which I've done before. They don't necessarily last very long, so if you're trying to invest in a bra that's going to last you more than a couple months, usually you have to throw down like $40.
See, this is probably what I do wrong, because I did not check your blog. I tend not to, because I'm too lazy to read. I mean, yeah, sorry. But, sorry? I mean, okay. When you wear a bra, you need to make sure that it fits well, because otherwise, indeed, it is painful. This is the same for me wearing a jockstrap that's too small. I mean, it's not something I would recommend to anyone for a prolonged period of time, and that being like 2 seconds. But yeah, no, fair enough. Wearing the right size of bra is important. Not quite sure what the pill has to do with this, but maybe it makes your breasts bigger or something. I don't know. So, okay. And you needing to wear the right size of bra is an issue because otherwise it's painful, but I'm not really sure how this is something society at large has to be aware of. Can you, I don't know, get to the point?
Along with money and transportation issues, I just hadn't gotten around to getting new bras. In the time between me not having bras that fit properly and when I was able to purchase new bras, I went braless a lot, and I realized that it's awesome, just great.
Well, all I can say is welcome to the 60s, because that's when bra burning already started and women chose to opt out of the bra. And yes, having a bra that is too small will definitely give rise to the feeling that you do not need a bra. I will like to add this though. There's a reason a lot of men liked Madonna back in the day. Because she reintroduced the bra as a sex object. And most men enjoyed this, not because they enjoyed the bra as a sex object, but a lot of women should not go braless. It doesn't suit them. It's not enticing. I mean, as I said, lopsided breast is not something nice to look at, especially when they wear a striped shirt. It makes it so much more apparent. No, you're not helping your case. Anyway, not wearing any bra, yeah, sure, go ahead. Why the hell not? I don't mind. Nobody really minds, I guess.
I did still feel kind of uncomfortable with it, just because my whole life I was told I need to wear a bra, and I can't get away with not wearing one because women wear bras, and even though men don't have to wear bras, that's just what you kind of got to do when you're a girl.
Okay, I'm not one of your parents, so I don't know why they told you that you need to wear a bra. Is it something that women need to do? Well, no, depending on, because there are women that do need to wear bras because their tits are so big that they will actually get backaches because of it. And then, yes, a bra is there to help them. This is why the bra got invented in the first place, to help carry the load, so to speak. This is not something done by men to women. This is done, well, if it were done by men, it was to help women. But I like to think that it's not so much done by men, but by women as well. I think the bra was a female invention. I might be wrong, mind you. There are plenty of reasons to be wrong on this. But yeah, wearing a bra is very often a positive thing for women, especially if they have large breasts. Are you now denying that?
So I'd usually wear a tank top or a bandeau or something to kind of cover up a little bit underneath my clothing, and it was really nice. I liked it. I didn't feel constricted. I wasn't feeling the pain that I had been feeling for the last couple months.
Well, the pain you felt was because the bras you were wearing were too small, and that's obviously a painful thing. I share with you that emotion. And if you feel that tank tops or whatnot give you enough support, because that's what bras are for, support, to not wear any bras, then you know what? Go, girl. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not quite sure why you make it sound that there is. So, yeah, if it works, you don't want to wear a bra, you don't need to wear a bra. Oh yeah, I can totally sympathize with that as well. If you don't need the bra for support, then freeballing it may actually help. This is a reason why there are plenty of men out there that go commando. And if you don't know what that means, I'm sorry, you should look it up.
With that in mind, I posted a picture of myself going braless. And apparently that was a mistake. I personally think that going braless in a lot of tops looks really cute. I don't really think that it's vulgar or inappropriate. I think we're taught to think that, but there really is nothing objectively wrong with not wearing a bra.
Yeah, a bra is a support item. If you don't need that support, you don't need it. I mean, it might not look nice on you if you don't wear a bra, but that's a choice. I mean, if you don't need the support, then don't wear a bra. It's up to you. I mean, most people don't care.
It's literally just social conditioning.
No, it is not. There are women actually wearing bras because they need the support. This is what the bra was invented for, and this is what it's being used for. No one is forcing you to wear one. I mean, go ahead, keep running around as you want without a bra. Ask sportswomen why they are wearing sports bras. It has a reason, and it's not sex. But it seems to be your preferred stance, so...
So I posted this picture with the caption, "Can we free the nipple already because it's 97 degrees and this is a hot look."
Okay, only two things wrong with that statement. One, you're not freeing your nipple. It's still covered. I mean, it's less covered, but it's still covered. That's not freeing your nipple. And two, no, I'm sorry, Marina. You might think it's a hot look, but no, you're not pulling it off. And this picture kind of gives me reason to believe once again that your breasts are lopsided. I assume that's because of the mirror image, because you took the picture in the mirror, that it's now the other breast that's lopsided. But yeah, not something I would say sexy, no. But then again, there might be people who like it. That's not the issue at all. I agree with you there. But yeah, sorry, you're not freeing your nipple. You're still covering it up.
Honestly, I posted the picture because I thought I looked good. It was hot, so it was practical not to wear a bra. And I know I'm uncomfortable most of the time not wearing a bra, so I thought it might be helpful to show other girls who might be feeling that way that it's not inappropriate and to kind of normalize it a little bit.
You know, if you think you look good like that, then you know what, by all means, go ahead. I mean, I'm not your boss, I'm not your boyfriend, I'm not your relative. I have no say in the matter whatsoever. And I sincerely mean that. I don't. But the one thing I do take out of it is that you yourself say it's uncomfortable. Why are you uncomfortable not wearing a bra? Because that is something to think about. Now, if you're uncomfortable because you feel people are forcing you to wear a bra, that's you. That's something to work on, you. If it is because you actually feel physically uncomfortable because you get pain in your back because of your breast, and trust me, there are plenty of women out there that have this, then why the hell would you choose not to wear a bra, even if it's physically painful? But then again, that's just me filling in because I don't know if this is the case for you.
Before you make the argument that women's breasts are inherently sexual, biologically they're not a primary sex characteristic like genitalia. Primary sex characteristics are directly involved in sex and reproduction, which I realize can exclude LGBTQIA people, but I do think it's important to bring up in conversations like this.
Throughout the years and the ages, what has and has not been considered sexual has changed a lot over time. Breasts, however, are sexual. There's a reason why we have this epitome, whether you are a breast or a butt man. Because since men started, well, humans, started walking upright, breasts were an indication of fertility to other, well, humans, men. I mean, white hips are for childbearing, big breasts are for feeding children. This used to be a large part of societal role for women, because they were the only ones that could bear children and raise them in the early areas. Not early areas, early years, because they provided food for the little ones. I mean, mind you, in the Middle Ages, we didn't have formula. So, yeah, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Breasts are a sex object. Now, should it be as sexualized as vaginas and dicks? No, I agree with you on that. But by claiming that they're not sex objects, basically you're showing your lack of knowledge about the subject. And LGBTQAE? What the hell is AE? Am I that old now? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was that old.
women's breasts are considered a secondary sex characteristics, just like hips and body hair.
Nope, they're pretty primary.
And a lot of other cultures don't have the same obsession with women's breasts the same way that Western cultures seem to have, which is perfectly fine until you use that to treat women differently and hypersexualize them.
What other cultures do you mean? Do you mean cultures where women even showing a bit of skin are considered evil and need to be killed for that? Or do you mean cultures where women are so poor and men are so poor that they don't really have a lot of clothing to begin with and therefore walk around naked more often or less clothed more often? I mean, are those the two cultures you're referring to? I'm curious. Could you elaborate?
This picture that I posted was unfortunately reblogged by a porn blog. I don't know why that light just turned on, but you know. In reference to my free the nipple hashtag, they said, and I'll free my load if you like. That's not necessary. When I went to this blog, there was definitely porn, but there are also a lot of images reblogged from women that weren't inherently sexual, but were reposted with the intent of having followers jerk off to them, which is disgusting.
Don't you recognize what you're just saying? You're saying it's not sexualized, but then someone copied your picture and sexualized it. They didn't change the picture, they just put it on a website so it's easier for other people to find who think it's a good way of looking at women, and for them it's sexual. It arouses them. If it arouses them, how can you say it's not sexual? You might not have intended it as being sexual. I totally agree with you on that. But it doesn't mean it's not sexual. And yeah, free the nipple, free my load. I wouldn't take it serious. It's probably a joke, and it could have been a joke in poor taste. I will not argue that, but I also wouldn't pay 2 cents of attention to it. And yeah, I mean, if men are looking at women, they do so for a reason. They're not looking at you because they like your glasses or they like your earrings. That's not it.
There's nothing wrong with jerking off, by the way. It's just that these images were being used without people's consent and permission in order to sexualize them when they weren't posted in a sexual context.
At a time when we have so much internet porn, free internet porn, do you really think people need to look at vague pictures to masturbate on? And at the same time, if you post something online, people can use it for whatever they want. You cannot stop them. This is why we warn people to not put certain pictures online, because they are on the web forever. So if you put something on the web now and you might regret it in a week from now, then you'll regret it in a year and 2 years from now as well, because it's still out there. And once again, you do not decide whether when you make a picture it is to make you look sexualized or not. That's the whole thing with what people find attractive. I mean, there are actually people out there who can masturbate, male or female, on pictures of feet. It's beyond me, but they're there. And yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked by your argument there, which make absolutely no sense. So why are you making this argument? If you don't want people to sexualize you, then don't go out in public. It's not fair, it's not reasonable, but at the same time it's also not fair or reasonable to assume that men do not find you attractive for other reasons that you want them to find you attractive for. That's not how it works. Go read a biology book for a change. Instead of the gender study book you're reading, read a biology book. Read how biological sex works in primates. And yes, humans are one of the primates. And yes, it will make things a lot clearer. And you totally seem to miss the point. I'm sorry, my dear.
The other images that were reposted were women going braless or women wearing bikinis or bathing suits, posting captions celebrating their bodies and talking about self-love and their journey with body image.
And apparently there were people agreeing with their body image feeling. And Marina, seriously, do you know what self-love is a euphemism of? This is getting repetitive for me. I mean, really?
So it was really insidious with that context in mind. It was just women trying to love themselves and being told that your body is an object for me to sexualize and consume.
So you put a photo online and you like this photo because it shows you in a way that you find appealing, and they agree with you. And somehow that's a problem. But it's only a problem because they act on their approval. And again, I really think you don't know what self-love means. You should really check it out. But yeah, you know, what you could also do is not make a big deal out of it. Is it cool that people jerk off to your picture? No, probably not. Well, it depends though. I'm pretty sure you're okay with it when that guy that you really like is jerking off to your photo. But that creepy guy you don't know, I can understand you. As long as they stay away from you though, I don't really see the issue. And if you don't want them jerking off to you, why are you putting up sexualized photos? And you can say, well, it's not sexualized, but you already said that it was. You yourself claimed it to be this.
So when I posted talking about this, most people are really cool about it and supportive, but I did get several commenters posting really gross, sexist comments, mostly dudes, but a couple women as well, which is unfortunate. One person quoted me saying, "Sexualized by misogynists? Is that a fancy way of saying people would admire your nice rack?" Another person commenting, this person was a woman, and she said, "So anyone who thinks a woman is attractive is sexist? Wow, nice job denying a woman's sexual agency." This is a prime example of taking something that I didn't say and turning it into something else.
Yeah, no, it's not a prime example of taking what you didn't say. It's a prime example of women standing up against the bullshit narrative that they can't show being naked or whatever, can't show breasts because they get sexualized. No, these women recognize that it's their action, and yeah, that's what they do. Or don't, because not all women show their breasts in public. And they don't care. You're allowed to do it. But what you're doing is, you want to show your breasts, you want to free the nipple, but men are not to look at it. Mind you, women look at breasts too, but never mind that. Don't you get the double standard you're promoting here? Okay, this is the last bit. I'm going to respond to her. Movie goes on a little bit, but basically everything has been said. Marina, you are not talking for all women. That's okay. I'm not talking for all men. But try not to be a totalitarian, because that's what you're doing. You're telling people, well, you're not supposed to do this because I feel yada 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 blah blah blah. And again, I really advise you to open up a biology book and look at sexual diversity in primates. Trust me, the butts and, well, the hips, not the butts mostly, but the hips and the tits are huge for humans, but they're not really that gone in any other primate. I mean, they are important. It is basically, sexuality is a way to make the species survive. It's basically for the continuation of the species. Therefore, men are genetically wired. They have no choice in the matter. They're genetically wired on average to look for women with wide hips and sizable breasts, because those two things ensure the chance of offspring to survive. That's what sexuality is. You might not want it. Just like women on average are looking for healthy men. They have to have certain physical characteristics, being big, being muscular, stuff like that. They have to show certain characters, being men, being muscular, once again, funny enough how that goes. And on average, that's what women gravitate to. Just like men gravitate to women with decent sized hips and decent sized breasts. These are the averages. There are exceptions, fair enough, but this is biology. This is genetics. This is not a choice. This is not something that was invented. This is not a social construct. I'm sorry, but you seem to lose a lot of cognitive thoughts in your gender studies, Marina. Please. I mean, not everything you say is rubbish. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you that it's stupid when a guy says something like, okay, you want to free your nipple, I'll free my load. Don't even pay it attention. I wouldn't. But you're trying to place yourself in a victim space where you do not belong. And you do so vehemently that it makes your point absolutely ludicrous. Stop doing that. You're taking away agency of women, as the second second response to one of your videos shows. You're taking away agency from women by saying that they cannot decide whether something is or is not good for them or something they like. You don't like it when a guy expresses self-love on one of your pictures, but you keep talking about self-love. This is unfair. This is hypocritical. You are pushing a double standard that is rarely seen. Well, not so rarely amongst feminists, Black Lives Matter and social justice groups. But in reality, yes, it's pretty rare to see this form of doublethink. And you're doing it without breaking sweat. I'm sorry, Marina, but this is particularly stupid. You should stop doing that. It's unfair to both yourself, to women in general, and men in general. Anyway, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to hope you guys drop in your criticism. Criticism, as usual, is more than welcome. Like, share, subscribe. You know the shtick. And yes, I respond to Marina. And no, I know I'm not big when I made this, but even if I'm not big, feel free to argue the points I made. Feel free to argue the points Marina made. Do it in my comments, do it in her comments, but stay respectful, please. You know, I mean, we're just humans. We might disagree with each other, but we're all still just humans.